everybody? I hope you're all doing great out there. Coming to you live from Los Angeles. And today, July the 4th, 2021, I want to go ahead and first of all wish everybody a happy 4th of July, especially my fellow Americans, on pretty much this Independence Day, which is exactly what the 4th of July is, celebrating the American Independence Day. And tonight I wanted to go ahead and talk about a video talking about Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market. I know I haven't been making videos very frequently recently, but I know I made a video about a month ago mentioning that Bitcoin was going to be boring for the month of June and also for July, saying that it wasn't going to go um, very high or very much or much lower than the price that it was at, which was pretty much $35,000. And I said that Bitcoin is going to go up and down in price, but not um but not in a lot of value. So we've seen Bitcoin go from 35 all the way up to 39 or 40 whenever Elon Musk came back out and said, "Hey, we're going to start accepting Bitcoin again as a form of payment to sell our Tesla vehicles." So that drove the price up to the $41,000 mark, but it obviously didn't go up to the $56,000 mark whenever Elon Musk first came and said, "Hey, we're gonna, accept Bitcoin," and this was when the bull run was, going in, full-fledged mode. Whenever we didn't know where Bitcoin was gonna stop, so Bitcoin obviously peaked at around $53,000, around that price range, and then obviously there was a fall, and then eventually Elon Musk came out and said, "Hey, we're not gonna accept Bitcoin to sell our Tesla vehicles," and then Dogecoin had a run before that. So there were all sorts of stuff going on in this cryptocurrency space earlier this year. But then Elon Musk came out and said, "Hey, we're not gonna accept Bitcoin," and then the price dropped all the way to 32,000, 30,000, and it stood there for like a week, and then he came back out and said, "Hey, you know what? Actually, we are gonna go ahead and accept Bitcoin." And then that's when Bitcoin went from 31,000, 32,000, all the way up to 41, 42,000, and then it came back down to 35,000, which is exactly where it is right now on average, and hasn't been very volatile in price in these last um few weeks, I would say, because like I said, in that video I made where I mentioned that I said that Bitcoin was going to be boring for the month of June and also for July, because in May it was obviously looking to just chill out, because in April it went entirely ballistic, right? In March and April, Bitcoin went entirely ballistic, and then I think it was mid-April where we saw the price of it start to correct and go down. And the reason why I use the word correct is because um, you know, we saw the price of Bitcoin and the entire crypto markets at a new all-time high. And anytime there's a new all-time high, then a correction is always bound. It's just a question of when it's gonna happen, and and it's also a question of how real the correction is gonna be, because there's just so much manipulation by one percenters. I'll just put it that way. Those that have the capacity to make the market move are moving and using their financial assets to their advantage to make money off of the everyday user. And one thing I always stress in my videos, I always tell people to prioritize safety, because if you guys aren't going to be safe, then anything can happen. But if you guys can somehow find a way to prioritize the safety of your funds first, then that is a good way to, you know, put yourself in the position to, first of all, not lose money. Because, see, guys, and I'm not any form of financial advisor. I mentioned it in the description, and I really hope that we really don't have to mention it so much in the future. I don't even think it's any form of procedure to mention it, but in my opinion, I feel like it's good to be on the safe side to mention it because some people take things differently, and obviously people are weird nowadays, and it's just the reality of it. We're in 2021. Certain people are very sensitive, and certain people are so dumb to the point where they have no sensitivity. So it's best to find, a balance in between. Balance is good, but whenever it comes to investing, my experience has taught me to first um, explain to myself or tell myself as to why I wouldn't lose money on this investment in the first place, and to ask the question of how I'm gonna make money um, as the second step of me having an intent to make money, right? And being in this cryptocurrency space, it's wild. It's um, a space that has a lot of scams, and I would urge a lot of the newest people to invest through Coinbase. I think Coinbase is actually a great company. Um, but my personal preference is to rather focus on the altcoins and to find those hidden gems that are really gonna make you money, because let's be honest, guys, how much more is Bitcoin gonna go up? $250,000. I definitely think it's gonna hit that price. Is it gonna do it in the short term? I definitely don't think so. As a matter of fact, I personally see Bitcoin slumping down to $28,000, and I feel like the price right now, on today's date, July the 4th, 2021, American Independence Day, everybody doing fireworks, I think today's price is going to go down, which is 35,000 to the 27 to $28,000 range, and then we're going to hang out there. And I feel like the month of August and September is going to be, I don't even want to say August, I'm going to say the month of September is going to relay as to which direction the price of Bitcoin is going to go. So, I personally think we'll see the price go down. I feel like the people that control the mining, excuse me, and the people that control the hash rate ultimately don't want to see the price go down too low. And I feel like at the same time, they don't want the price of Bitcoin to be too high. So, in my opinion, I feel like we're going to see Bitcoin go lower from where it is right now. I don't think it's going to be going too much lower from where it is right now. But I do feel like we will see a 15 to 20% drop in the next 2 to 3 months. And after that, I think we're going to be experiencing a bear market just as we did right after early 2018. So if you guys recall, um I'm a 27 I'm someone that started in the year of 2017. So I've been through it all. I started prior to the bull run in mid 2017. Heck, I'd say I started in March, actually, to be honest with you. But I've learned a lot, and I want to say that Bitcoin is here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. But a lot of scams are there that are obviously considered altcoins, but the problem is that there's good altcoins, and then there's the altcoins that are just there for rug pull scams, and that's one of the downsides with decentralized finance, because these guys can just come and grab the money and pull it whenever you want. I mean, for me, the key is to look for partnerships. The key is to look for crypto tokens that are being, retweeted in terms of news by bigger companies that are not scams, like for example, um, Elrond, or crypto.com or Chainlink. These guys are here to stay. These guys are here to build a legitimate blockchain infrastructure to, first of all, make money. And the reason why I say that is because everybody's here to make money. Okay, so let's not fool ourselves. Everybody is here to make money, whether it's the banks, whether it's individual users, trying to make, investing and trying to make money. Obviously, whether it's whales, everybody is here to make money. Do not forget that. Okay, so there's a lot of scams in the space, and the reason why there's a lot of scams is because it's easy to pull the scam off and it's easy to make money. Also, um, it's not entirely regulated, so people are taking advantage of the time being, and they're going for it right now. So the legitimate altcoins will provide more yield in the short term, at least, than Bitcoin, in my opinion, which is why I'm personally more focused on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is also in itself very manipulated because whales control the price of it, and whales are also in it to make money. So if you guys, you know, kind of see what the facts are and then consider your options, then you have to know what you're in for. Are you in it for the long term? Are you here to put in some amount of money and then look back at it 10 years later? Or are you here to, make your short-term money into a good amount of money and then use that for your advantage? Well, guys, I would say for the short term, again, in my opinion, I'm not an expert, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do consider myself to be good in the space, for myself at least, that I've experienced for myself. But I would say that Bitcoin, is here to stay. And in the short term, I think it's going to slump in price. I feel like we'll see 28,000, 27,000. I don't know how long those prices will last, but I know that we will see it. We will touch it. And I think that those are good buying opportunities. And whether or not it'll go lower than that is, beyond me. It could happen. It's not impossible. But one thing I do want to say is that, guys, in the next 4 years, in the next 5 years, is the price of Bitcoin going to be higher than what it is today? And in my opinion, the answer to that question is yes. And I also want to stress that we, people might be losing money in the short term, but guys, if you're really in it to make money, focus on the long term, because the short term is unpredictable, and when it's unpredictable, you have a higher chance of losing money. But when you focus more on the long term, it's easier to see things, and it's easier to see the fact that you will make money. And the history of Bitcoin has showed that. And again, in my opinion, for the short term, there's going to be all sorts of volatility. Heck, we can even go back to $50,000. I don't know. Nobody really knows. The whales know. Those who run the game, those who run the crypto mining space, those who have the most influence, are those that know where the price is going to go next. Everyday people like me and you don't know. What we do know is that Bitcoin is likely here to stay. We do know that blockchain as a technology is being considered by the biggest companies in the world and is already being used by them, and it's also here to stay. And the fact that the world is moving more towards a digital and electronic system is also something that we know, right? So we can come out and say that Bitcoin is going to stay for the short term. The price, again, in my opinion, it'll, I think, go lower before it goes higher. And for the long term, I think Bitcoin is going to do great. So, guys, if you invest now and you see your portfolio and your account go down, don't sweat it. Just keep working, keep investing. And in the long term, you'll see the good results that you want. And for the short term, it's the wild, wild west. Nobody really knows what's gonna happen. But again, today's July the 4th. I said that the month of June was gonna be boring. Let's see how this month is gonna do for the month for this month of July for Bitcoin. And then August is gonna be a big one in my opinion as well. I feel like this month is also gonna be boring, but well, let's see the news that comes out and let's see what happens, and then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna be making I'm gonna be making a video on the altcoins, and I'm gonna be making a video on the upcoming UFC and mixed arts fights. And I know I've been busy, guys. I haven't been able to make as frequent of videos as I've wanted to, but again, guys, everything is here to stay, and I'm telling you guys that it's gonna be a massive community that's gonna be coming towards your way. We're gonna be building a massive financial um and the community that's very interested in the sports of fighting. So whether that would be boxing or mixed martial arts or anything else, but boxing and MMA is where it's at when if you guys are interested in fights, right? Any form of combat sports. So again, coming back to cryptocurrency, um, guys, again, I tell you, be careful out there. Prioritize safety. You will not regret it. It's worth it. And with all that said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your 4th of July, especially to my fellow Americans. And for the rest of everybody out there in the world, I wish you guys also a good remaining weekend. I know we're almost at Monday. And with that said, guys, I'm going to leave you and I will catch you guys later. So be good out there, guys. Peace.